Hey guys, Derek with D&K Vending. In this episode we're just going to go over part 2 of how to start a vending business. So we're going to recap what we talked about in part 1 real quick. Part 1, I ended up locating a machine for free. I put it into a laundromat, and then we talked to the same laundromat owner. He had 2 laundromats. We repaired his soda machine at the second laundromat, and we replaced a snack machine at the second laundromat. So now we're up to that point. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for further videos, and we'll get started on this one. Part 2. So the way we did it this time was we had to locate more machines. So I ended up establishing that contact about an hour away from me as far as locating more machines, because I had to purchase more machines to put in more locations. So what I ended up doing was I got more machines, I brought them back to the house, and I had to clean them, make sure everything worked fine, and we just went through them pretty much top to bottom, priced them, figure out which product we want to put in, and everything like that. So then what we did after that was I ended up locating a soda machine when I bought the machine. So one was a USI combo machine, so it had a snack machine on the left side, a 3-wide snack machine, and it had a soda slave on the other side. It had 6 selections. The soda machine that we ended up securing was a Dixie Narco 276E. So this one here was set up for doing bottles. So at the time what I did is I bought a shim kit from a local supplier that's in Ohio. I bought a can shim kit, and I put that in there, that machine there. So what that machine does, it has 7 selections. Excuse me. And I converted it all over to cans. At the time it was set up for bottles only, but I converted it all to cans. I ended up putting an ad on Facebook Marketplace looking for vending locations. So I said, got a soda machine here, looking for a vending location to put my soda machine at. I waited about a week or 2 and I finally got a hit. It's about an hour away from me. It's a shoe warehouse. About an hour away. They're like, we're very interested in your vending services, so please give us a call and we'll talk about it. So we called the lady, talked to him about it, and we ended up striking a deal over the phone. They're like, yeah, bring a machine here, we'll put it right in our break room. So I brought the soda machine up there, and they like talked about what we want for product, so we put product in what they wanted. They're like, we really want Red Bull cans. They're small Red Bull cans. I think they're 8.4 ounces, I think. Might be 6.4. One of the two. And the lady's like, can you do that for us? Like, yes, this machine is capable of doing that. So what I did was come home, went and ordered that shim kit, and I brought it back up there to the next few weeks after we serviced that machine for the first time. And the location's a really good location. We installed the Red Bull shim kit. That was a project. Me and my dad went up and did that, and that was one of those things like you really wanted to pull your hair out, because we've never done it before, and we was learning on the fly at a location, which is very hard to do, because you're trying to get in and out as much as possible and try to make as less of an impression as possible there. So you want to be in and out, be efficient doing it. Anyways, we took a little while, we put the kit in, got it all set up, we tested it, everything worked good. So, and then we ended up doing that, and then we was like, on the location, contact us through our Facebook ad a few days later. They're like, yeah, we're about an hour away from you, we'd like a combo machine, snack and soda machine. So we brought it up there, and they're like, yeah, can you put it here? We would like to run off an extension cord and all this stuff. I was like, well, this machine can't run off an extension cord because it'll ruin the compressor. So that's the one thing to remember is you have to plug your soda machines in direct to the outlet. The cord is only so long, so pull the cord out of the back and see how long the cord really is, and see how far away you can put the soda machine from the plug-in. And they're like, well, we don't really have any space here. If you leave it here, we might put it here, we might put it there. Like, nah, that's fine. So what we ended up doing was we just decided to move that machine out of there. I was like, nah, that's fine. So we ended up bringing it back with us. And, you know, not every lead works out when you get there. It might be something completely different than what they say over the phone. So that's why before unloading anything, you always go in, you always talk to management, I talk to them where the machines are going, explain what you're putting in, because you don't want to move a machine in, move it back out. It's just a really big hassle. And it makes you look bad, makes them look bad, just pretty much wastes everybody's time. So then we ended up bringing it home, had it in the trailer for a couple weeks, and I was like, hey, I'm just going to call and figure out if I can find more locations for this thing. So at the time we was having problems. At the time we had a soda machine at the third laundromat in between this whole process. So the third laundromat was a location that the same laundromat owner owns the other two. So we ended up placing a soda machine at that laundromat in between moving the ones and replacing the cooler and putting the snack machine at the laundromat in the couple towns over, and then moving the soda machine up to the tire warehouse. Up to the not tire warehouse, up to the shoe place. So what we ended up doing was getting a machine in there, getting it working and stuff, and it was having many issues, and he was like, that thing's taking too much power, so you gotta figure out what we can do with it. So what we ended up doing was replacing that soda machine. That was a Dixie Narco 276 as well, but it was not the E, it was just 276. Excuse me. And that one there, we took the combo machine from the one that was gonna go into the tire place up north. We put that into the laundromat that's like 5 minutes from the other laundromat. And we put the machines in there, and those are actually still in there to this day. So that was probably about 2 years ago we put those machines in there. They're working strong, working really good. So when I first started, I bought pretty much all used machines. That's the best thing to do. Try to spend as less money as possible, but make sure you get good machines as possible too. You don't want to be stuck with a bunch of junk. So if somebody's junk is, you know, it's a headache. I bought a few machines. They haven't all panned out, but it's one of those things you learn as you go along. So then at that time we put those machines in there, and they're like, hey, there's a local tire shop that's right up the street from this two laundromats. I was like, wonder if they have machines. So I ended up giving him a call. He's like, yeah, we're looking for vending machines. Nobody's really approached us at all. So I was like, sweet. So what I ended up doing was looking on Craigslist and found a machine down southern New Hampshire. I was like, cool. So the guy is like, what he said was, I'm looking to trade for a few things. I was like, cool, I got a couple of guitars that I have found in my attic because I bought a house, and the guitars were in the attic. So what I ended up doing was saying, I sent him pictures of the guitars, like, here, these are what I got, these two guitars. So I sent him pictures, and like, cool, come down. So what I did is I went down, talked to him. He's like, those things are sweet, I like those guitars. So we ended up getting a deal, and we traded the two guitars for a working soda machine. It was a Royal 650-10. It was a live view machine. So I brought that over and put that in the local tire shop. They're like, yeah, I just want to put this product in, that product in it. So I put quite a few things in it, like Powerade, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, Coke, just a lot of the common brands they liked. And I was like, pretty cool. I was like, sweet. So at that point, they're like, it was like 2 or 3 months later, they're like, well, we'd really like a snack machine. I was like, well, I don't know if I can pull it off, but I'll look for one for you guys. And then I come across, I went down south and dealt with that same guy I've been dealing with right along. And he had another combo machine. I was like, cool. So I ended up going over there, and he had a 2-wide combo machine. So it had 2 selections, but it had 2 selections across the top, but it had like 6 down. So it could have like 16 products, plus each row had a couple extra things. So it was like 25 different products we could put in this machine, which was really good. So I got that machine. I had a 6 select soda slave machine. So it's a little soda machine over here that has 6 different selections in it. Which at some point I'll show pictures and everything of all these machines that are still out there. And I was like, cool. So I went over and I pulled that soda machine out of that place. I was like, I need to find a location for the soda machine I'm getting ready to pull. So what I did the day before I pulled that soda machine was I called another local tire shop, but a half an hour the other way from me. And I was like, what we gotta do is, I went and talked to the guy. He's like, I was like, you looking for soda and snack machines over there? He's like, yeah, I've looked for somebody for quite a while. So I was like, cool. So I fell into that one pretty cool too. I was like, cool. So I said, I'll be delivering them a I'll be delivering a soda machine here in a couple of days. Is that fine with you? Sure, bring it over. He's like, don't matter what it is, we need some drinks for the guys. So what we ended up doing was we ended up pulling the soda machine out of the one tire shop, putting in a combo machine into that tire shop, putting the soda machine on the trailer, and that same day we hauled it over to another tire shop and brought it in and put it up and set it up and got it all ready to go for the that tire shop. And he's like, cool. So the manager's like, that's really cool. And he's like, at some point we want a soda we want a snack machine. And he's like, some point you can bring it over, it's not much of a hurry. So what we ended up doing is we went over and we talking to that same guy that I've been talking to very long, getting machines. I was like, I need a snack machine. He's like, the only snack machine I have is this one right here. And there's another 2-wide selection machine, and it had like 18 columns that were possible to put product in. It's like, well, that's going to have to work for now, because something's better than nothing for these guys. They need some snacks, you know, during tire season when everything's really busy and they don't have time to go anywhere. So I brought the machine over, and he's like, cool, I'm really happy, and we're really happy with your service so far. We're glad to have you guys here to put in the snack machine. And at that point, that was pretty much the extent of my route at the time. But, you know, I was just upgrading machines, doing different things, and I was operating the route. So I operated the route with those 5 locations. Actually, sorry, those 6 locations for about a year and a half from the time I started. So some locations were for like a year and a half, some were a year, and some were like 3 months. And the opportunity come along to buy some small candy machines from this lady. And I was like, when I bought these candy machines, she had 35 locations, and some had toy capsules, some had candy, and some had gumballs, just different things like that at a bunch of locations. So I was like, cool. So when I struck a deal with her, and we went around and we serviced all these machines, went around through everything, and we ended up losing about 10 of the locations. So at the time, we had 25 of those candy machines and those toy racks. So there was 3 toy racks, there was 2 spiral gumbo machines, and there was, what was there? Yeah, 20 some odd candy machines. And we also got 5 separate machines with the route we bought. So they weren't even placed yet. There was a couple toy racks, and there was a couple spiral gumbo machines. Like, cool. So what I did is I talked to the current locations I had, and I talked to them about putting toy capsule machines in some of the locations. So I put 2 locations, I put 2 laundromats, I put toy capsule machines. And then I ended up having an extra candy machine, so I talked to one of the tire shops, put an extra candy machine there. And, excuse me, what I wanted to do was find more locations for the other spiral gumbo machines and different things like that. So I was like, cool. So what I did was went around, talked to different locations, like, well, we prefer having a toy rack versus a spiral gumbo machine. I was like, okay. So at that point I was like, man, all these people want these toy racks. So what I did is I went and bought 10 toy racks. So toy racks consist of there are 2 gumball machines on the bottom, 2 gumball machines on the top. So what I did was the bottom 2, one sold gumballs, the other sold bouncy balls, and the top 2 sold toy capsules. So I was doing really good, going right along there, and I had like 3 of the machines placed just along the route and everything where we were, and a few at the location we have. And then the big virus hit that everybody knows about. I can't mention the name due to YouTube regulations. But the big virus hit, and then at that point pretty much everything got shut down really fast. At that point we was just taking it easy, trying to maintain what we had. And all the toy machines and all the toy, not the toy machines, but the gumball machines and the candy machines got put in the back room or in the basement, different things like that. So at that point we just had to sit there and wait for them to release everything back out to public. And the way that was, it took about a year for that to happen. In between that year, we ended up buying a full line route. A full line is snack and soda machines from one of my good friends, Jamie Farnsworth, which is AFC Vending. So we bought 8 of his locations, and we meshed them up with my 6, plus all of our toy capsule machines. So at that point, we had going at one point between toy capsule, gumball, candy machines, snack and soda locations. We had 55 locations going at one time. And right then was when that was the April before the virus hit. It was actually right in the middle before everything got shut down. So we bought that in April of 2019. So when we had all those locations, 55 locations operating at one time. And I think that's where we're going to stop it for now, for today's video. I will come back and talk to you about AFC's vending route, what we acquired when we bought that route, and talk to you more about the gumball, the candy machines, and the toy capsule machines. But at this point, we'll stop it right there for now. Please like, subscribe, and thank you for all of our new viewers and all of our subscribers. We're trying to grow this channel, so just please spread the word, let everybody know that we're doing this and trying to help everybody out. Thank you and have a good day.